Hey, hi, hello, it's ItsRebeccaMarie and welcome to or back to my channel. Today I am back with another video to add to my uni series, and this one is a uni themed Q&A where you guys ask me these questions on my socials and I will try and give you my best answers. I have split the questions into 4 main categories. So we've got friends and socialization, O week, hall related questions, and just like general uni questions in general. So yeah, let's get into it and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. First up is friends and socialization. Do I have any friends from Massey? Honestly, not that many. Most of them I knew in Auckland and then they went to Massey, but I didn't really see them that much like during the year because we both had like new groups and stuff. But I'm thinking now we're flatting, it'll be easier to hang out. So yes, I have friends from Massey, but I didn't like go and make new friends from Massey this year. Did you meet cool people and make friends quickly? Yes, you meet loads of cool people. Like everybody I met is cool, I'd say. Like everybody has different stories, everyone's from completely different backgrounds, and I made friends super quickly. But I also realized that those people weren't really like my people, and so I think that's a big thing, is like you can make friends quickly, you can meet all these new people so quickly, but you just have to remember that the first people you meet might not end up being the people you'd like to be friends with forever. So yeah, you can meet people really easy, but meeting the right people is like a little bit harder. What is the social scene like in Welly? So Welly is very like student city. Like you walk down the street and I'd say maybe 80% of the people you see are young people, young professionals or people at uni. So it's like quite nice because if you join clubs or you go to things outside of the university, like you can easily meet people who are passionate about the same things that you are. So social scene's pretty chill. Like all of the clubs are also free entry and there's so many different ones. So a night out is definitely a fun time as well and can meet a heap of people through that. But yeah, I'd say everybody's pretty sociable because most people are young and also just looking to make friends and connections. What nights were the student nights and typical drinking nights at Vic? Okay, so everybody who's in CAP knows that CAP went hard, and literally anytime nobody had an exam or literally any excuse to drink, that was drinking. So Wednesday's obviously a student night, and then Friday and Saturday are the basic ones as well. But because entry is free to town, like there's not really specifically a student night. Like you kind of just go out when you want to because you can. But yeah, so Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, like usual. How to find good people to flat with. I feel like you kind of just meet the people you want to flat with during your time at the hall. So like, as I just said, my best friend I met in O week and we kind of knew that we would flat together because we get along really well and that's just kind of obvious. But you can kind of see from hanging out with people like who would be good to flat with, who might not be the best to flat with, and I don't know, I feel like that's up to everybody individually. Must go places around Welly for new students. Okay, this is so basic, but honestly, I just say a good old walk to the waterfront. Either go to Cafe Ice and get you some ice cream, or we would go get tanks and go for a walk along the waterfront. But that's so basic, like what else is there? The art gallery's fun. Oh, a good one would be bus out to Newtown with your friends and you can go and get like a coffee and then you can go thrifting because that's what all the thrift stores are. What is the best way to meet genuine friends? I feel like that's a hard one to answer because you can meet somebody who you think is so great and then like 2 months later they could turn around and be the opposite of everything that you thought they were. So I don't really know how to answer this, but I'd say maybe the best way to find people who are your people and you want to spend time with would be to, like, if you don't think you found them in your group in the hall, then branch out and meet some new people. And another really cool way would be to join clubs because then you meet people who have the same interests as you and who knows like what that could lead to. We are on to the next section now. So this is the O week section. This one, there aren't that many questions in here, but I just summarized them all down for you guys because a lot of you are asking the exact same question with this. So how does O week work? So there are kind of just 3 different aspects of O week. So you have the O week that is during the day up at the campus, and then you have like hall O week, which is like different activities that your hall will be running to get to know people. There's also the like nighttime party part of O week. So that is the part that you have to buy tickets for. You can buy like a full week pass or you can buy like for specific nights. I know I bought the whole thing, but I don't think anybody went to the comedy night because there was something funny on at the hall. So You can kind of weigh it up, but I think most of the people I knew bought the whole thing because then you had the option of going if people were going. But yeah, so you pretty much just go, in the nighttime you go to the booking thing, and then it will finish. You can go back to the hall. You'll probably be ready to go to town and head out to town as well. So that's super fun. Is there a set timetable for O Week, or is everyone free to join in on what they please? So it's kind of the same thing, like with the nighttime, you've got to book your tickets. And then with your halls, you may have to sign up for some things, but probably not. They just might need to know numbers for some of them. And yeah, the ones at the campus, there is a set timetable, which you can find online. But you'll be free to join in on any of those ones. Okay, that is the O-Week section over. Now we're on to some halls questions. What are we meant to take in the halls? I don't know if we got sent a list, but pretty much you want your clothes. You want stuff that you need in your day-to-day life. So your clothes, your toiletries, the basic stuff like that, stationery, your laptop. And then you also want stuff that reminds you of home. So just bring stuff that makes you comfortable. This is gonna be your room. So whatever you have in your room at home, you kind of want. You obviously don't need furniture, but you're gonna need bedding, like a duvet and a pillow and your pillowcases and stuff. But yeah, maybe get in contact with your hall if you don't have any ideas. I can't even remember. I just know that I moved like my whole room. What is the top tip you would recommend for people going to their first year in halls? Live it up. Like, live it up. Like, it's your first year. You don't want to, I mean, I'm not telling you not to do all the readings, but if it's between doing a like non-essential reading and having a night out with your mates, go for that night out with your mates, because when you get into second year uni and third year uni, you're not going to have as many options to not do the work. So just remember, like, it's your first year, you want to do really well, but also like have a good time. Like if you're in the halls, you're paying to be there, you want to have a great time. So just like live it up. That's my one tip, is just take every opportunity and just YOLO. Like you just got to live it up. How do you get through the first bit of living at a halls? For me personally, I found the first bit of the halls great. I didn't get homesick at all. I had like a really good group at the beginning and we were really close and did everything together, and I didn't get homesick at all, but I didn't think I was gonna get homesick. There were definitely people who did. So I think maybe like planning in calls with your parents, if that's something that would make you feel better. Having some alone time if you're getting overwhelmed with the amount of time you spend with people. It'll be fun. Like honestly, the halls are so easy. Like I was so freaked out about it, and yes, it was nerve-wracking, but it was not as hard as I thought it was gonna be because everybody's in the same boat. Is it good to get to the hall early to get a good room, or does it not work that way? It does not work that way. So your hall will have already assigned you a room. You'll get a call from your RA before you go in to your hall, where they'll introduce them to you, they'll tell you the color of your floor. Good idea to have an item of clothing in that color for any floor events. Yeah, you don't get to choose your room, so just show up whenever you want, but showing up early on move-in day is kind of a good thing because then you can get it done, get it all out of the way, get into the lines, and then you can meet people. As soon as your room is ready, you can go out and hang out with people. Cost of halls. The cost of halls changes every year, so I'm not even going to say it because you can Google it. Is it worth living in the halls? Yes, 100%. Yes, it's expensive and that's kind of annoying, but when you're older, you're gonna look back and be like, wow, that was cool. I lived in a building with like 300 people. It definitely had its like downside, but there's also parts of life everywhere that you don't enjoy. So being in the halls is really cool. It makes you grow a lot as a person. You get independent, but without getting thrown straight into doing all your own cooking and everything. Yeah, I would 100% say that it's worth it, and I think most people would once they've experienced it. How to make friends in the halls. Most people want to make friends, so especially in O Week, everyone introduces themselves to everyone. But then that wears off. Like after O Week, people like settle down a little bit. So you should keep introducing yourself to people. Literally just say hi to everyone, introduce yourself. Hey, I'm from floor 5, I'm from floor 6. Like just say where you're from, say your name, ask them what they study. Yeah, everyone's in the same boat, so. What to expect on move-in day. This is actually all in my moving to Wellington video, which might be a little bit more helpful than me just like explaining the whole day. If you want to go and have a look at that, that shows like the whole moving process. So I'll tell you my experience from CAP, so it might be slightly different at other halls, and it also might be slightly different at CAP this year. But anyways, so we got there, and I got there like pretty much when it started. Everybody lines up, and you line up to the little like admin desk, and then you get given your key. I'm pretty sure you sign a form. You get given like this checklist of like your room, and you get given your t-shirt. and then you can go and get your stuff, wait in the line for the elevator, you like go up to your room, you set everything up, and then I can't even remember what time, but a certain time in the day, your parents have to be gone, and then you have a meeting on your floor, and you have a meeting with your floor and your RA, and then you have a full hall meeting. But yeah, that's pretty much how move-in day goes. How did you transport all of your things from home to hall if you're flying there? This is also in my moving vlog, so you should fully just watch it. It's moving to Wellington. It will have been pinned up in the cards before. I had some boxes, that like underbed storage boxes with my stuff in it, and I had already pre-packed them. And then I posted them down to Welly at the hotel we were staying at, and I like repackaged them, and then everything was ready to go. And then I also had suitcases, so I had my suitcase and one more suitcase, and yeah, the stuff that I posted down. Did you shower or breakfast first in the hall? So I actually am a night owl, and I'd end up waking up really late in the day, so sometimes I just wouldn't even have breakfast. But also I shower late at night as well, so everyone does it differently. It's pretty much just like at home. It's kind of good no one showers like all at the same time, because then there'd be a wait for the showers. Are the beds single or king single? Okay, there's a lot of people who are confused about this. I'm pretty sure at all of the Vic halls, they are king single. They are definitely king single at Capital. Somebody asked me where I got my sheets from for this because they can't find any, and I got mine from Briscoe's, I want to say. Briscoe's or Spotlight. What are the room inspections like? Oh, so when you get given that piece of paper on move-in day, you have to go and fill in anything that's wrong with your room. And I also suggest taking photos of like any marks in your room, so that if you do get pulled up for it, you can be like, hey, I have a photo from the very first day and that was here. But yeah, like literally just write down anything. But yeah, they weren't very strict when we moved out. I'm not sure if they look at them again after we leave, but pretty much it just had to be clean and tidy and no like huge problems, just like have all the furniture back in there and stuff. Yeah, it wasn't too hard. Best and hardest part about living in the uni halls. I think the best and the hardest is the people, because there were some amazing people, and I have met some amazing people that I think I'll be friends with for ages, but there were also some people who were so high school, and some people who really like messed me over, like mental health wise and just friendship wise. So yeah, I think like you can either get really lucky and find your people straight away, or you can be like me and find your people like throughout the year, like spotted in different places. Okay, last one in the hall section. Feeling nervous about moving into halls, any tips for helping anxiety with moving? Always with anxiety, like it's worse before it happens, right? So you're gonna get there and just throw yourself into it. Like I don't even know if this is helpful. This is how I deal with it. Might not be healthy, but just throw yourself into it and know that you're gonna have a mean time. Like I'm really all about that like manifestation, law of attraction stuff. So if I go into it and I'm like, I'm having a mean time, like I'm gonna meet these really cool people, like I'll be hype and I'll be thinking good things. But if you go into it and you're like, oh my god, like I'm not gonna make any friends, like I'm so scared. Like you can be scared, everyone's scared. But if you're only thinking about the bad things that could happen, like chances are you're gonna bring those bad things towards you. So yeah, just be like, go into it, be like, I'm gonna meet these cool people, like I'm so nervous, but so is everyone. Like everyone is nervous. You are not the only person who is nervous. You are not the only person who is so scared. I swear everybody would be slightly nervous to move into a building with 300 people for a year. But you are not alone. That's all you need to remember. So just be confident about it. You are not alone and you'll be sweet. Okay, we are on to the final section. We have some classes and general uni life questions. What majors am I studying? So I was doing a BCom and I did it part-time, and I was doing marketing and management, and I was going to do management as my major and marketing as my minor. If I wasn't doing business, what do I think I would be doing? Oh my god, I actually have no idea, because I'm so passionate about business. Like I'm really lucky that I enjoy it so much. Probably something with design, to be honest. That was something I was going to take up. Like if I continued uni, I was going to do a conjoint, and I was going to do fashion design or design for social innovation as well. Can you advise or have any tips for studying online for an international student? I mean, we all had to do the studying online part for a bit, so let me think. Watching your lectures sped up can be helpful if you're going to watch them like late. I guess it depends where you are internationally. I personally found when I was doing it online, taking notes on my laptop was easier, like having a split screen with the lecture and my notes, whereas when I went to classes in person, I would handwrite them. That might just be a personal thing. Probably just a personal thing. One other thing that I would suggest is make sure that you actually use your tutor and your lecturers. Like, you can contact any of them, especially your tutor. They should just be there to help you, and I think that's one thing that could definitely come in helpful if you can't go to the campus, because you obviously can't talk to them in person. So like staying at the end of a tutoring session, or like a Zoom call or whatever, staying at the end of that, or just flicking them an email. Like, they're so lovely and they're just there to help, so making sure you use those relationships. What bags do you use for uni? So I have a collect bag, which is like my go-to bag if I was taking my laptop up to the uni, so I use this at the beginning. It's just like a classic handbag. It's got some different sections. I just take my laptop up in this so it was a bit safer, and I don't have a laptop case, so I just put it in here. But that was really good and handy. But then I stopped taking my laptop up. So then I swapped to just like a classic tote bag, because all I had was a book, a water bottle, and a pen. So this is my Young Enterprise tote bag. But yeah, literally just a basic tote bag. So it kind of just depends what you want to take. You don't really need to take that much up there, but like if you're going up for lunch and stuff as well, like if you have the whole day at uni, I would take that other bag. What is the difference between part-time and full-time study? Ooh, this is a good question, because I am a part-time student at Vic anyways, and with BCom, this is what I know. So when you do one paper, for one paper, say it's marketing. In marketing, you then have 2 lectures for the week and 1 tutorial. So if I do 2 papers, that means that I have 2 tutorials and 4 lectures to go to for that week. So that is what I did as a part-time student. So part-time is pretty much just half of full-time. So a full-time student would be doing 4 papers, which means 8 lectures and 4 tutorials during 1 week. And that means you obviously have more assessments due as well. What made you choose Vic? I kind of knew I wanted to go to Vic from like year 10. I don't know why so early. I was watching Gilmore Girls and Rory was all like, knew what she wanted to do, and that really helped me get some of my like drivenness for all of this. But yeah, I don't know, I just really love Vic. I hadn't even been to Wellington when I decided I wanted to go to Vic, but I just knew I wanted to leave home, get that away from home experience. And then when I was in year 13, I went to Wellington for the first time, and I actually ended up going 3 times in the year. So I went for the open day, I went for EIA with the Young Enterprise, and Nationals with the Young Enterprise. And I love Wellington. I just think it's such a cool place to be. I love that you can walk everywhere. So, I mean, those trips, they also just really sold me on it. Okay, we are on the last question of this section. How did you experience Vic before committing to going there? Okay, so this is, once again, like, I already knew I wanted to go to Vic, so it's a little bit hard. And then I just got sold on it through like the staff I met and the open day and the tours, which obviously you guys probably wouldn't have had as much of that because of COVID. So watch my Capitol Hall tour or my hall comparison if you want to get like into the feeling of Vic a little bit more. But yeah, the campus is beautiful. And then also, I feel like you're not just choosing your campus or your university, you're also choosing your new city, like the new place you're gonna live. And so when I came to visit Wellington, that also really just sold me on it, because I love Wellington and it's just such a cool place to be. So I feel like you're not just choosing your campus, you're choosing your new life. And that was how I decided, I guess. Yeah. Okay, I think we are literally at the end of all the questions. But yeah, that is it. I hope that this was helpful. I hope I answered your questions, and good luck if you're starting at uni this try. I'm sure you'll have a great time. If you're in the halls, good luck in halls, you'll have a great time. And if you see me around Wellington, please say hi. It'd be sick to see you guys in person. I love all the little comments I'm getting, but it would be sick to see you guys in Welly. So yeah, have a great time, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye!